this is Crystal from Crystal Clear Reviews, and I am here to do a August book haul video. August is almost over. It is the 27th, so I do feel okay with giving you my book haul because I don't think I'm going to be getting books anymore this month. So and just a side note, Cliff's Notes, I guess, I'm wearing the same clothes in 3 videos that I will be posting at different times. So if you see me in the same clothing in these videos, it's because they were all filmed on the same day, even though I'm not posting them all on the same day. So that's why I'm wearing the same clothes, and I just wanted to advise you of that and let you know, because like, I don't know, I don't tend to wear the same clothes every day, so just in case you were wondering. So without further ado, we'll go into my book haul video from August. The first book I'm going to mention is a book I got from the author, which is signed. I don't know if you can see it, but it is signed. And I was approached by this author on Instagram, and he asked me if I would read and review his book, and so this will be on my September book TBR. And I actually jumped at the chance to read this book only because, and I know this is a big judgment, I did read the synopsis, so I do believe that it is the way I'm seeing it, and it's because I am a British, I don't have an accent or anything, but my mom is from Britain. She was born in Worcestershire. Forgive me, I never can pronounce the name, but she was born in Worcestershire, and my parents my grandparents lived in England for a long time before they immigrated to Canada. So I really wanted to read this book because I felt so connected to it just because of the Prince Harry reference. And as you know, Prince Harry and Prince William are the children of Diana, Princess of Wales, and Charles. And just on that note, like, it's coming up 20 years since Diana has died, and a lot of British people still feel rocked by that pivotal moment in our lives where we lost Diana in such a tragic way. So I want to get this done in September just for those 2 reasons, and even if it isn't like about the Prince of England, it still has the Prince Harry reference, and I am so excited about it. So it's called Prince Harry, A Boy to Man, or Prince Harry, Boy to Man, by William Kuhn. So thank you very much for the opportunity to review this and read it, William. I hope I do right by you in giving it a great and honest review. The next book that I got this month was called Nothing by Linda Nassim, and I won this book on Goodreads, and I wanted to read it because it talks about the woman's name is Annie. It talks about a woman, and the synopsis was that she lives in San Francisco, and she doesn't realize that the man that she's married to is a meth addict, and she doesn't realize it until something tragic happens. I don't know what that tragedy is that breaks her world apart, and one day she's at work and she looks up from her office desk and she sees the man who's going to help her through this and fix this problem that she's having in her life, and she doesn't know it, and her first instinct is to just run away. So the synopsis just really got me, having experienced addiction issues in the past. I just really wanted to read it to find perspective and how having addiction issues in the past and not realizing that you're living in them. I just was really interested in this book, and I was really happy to win this book, so I thank Goodreads for the opportunity to read this book. And Linda, I can't wait to read it and review it for you. The next book I got was a middle grade called Happily Ever Afterlife, and it's the first book called Ghost Coming. It's the first book in the series, and I picked this up because my son is a 4th grader. He's a middle grader, and I want more opportunities to read books with my son. So any book competition that I ever enter, I especially do if it has like books that I think my son might be interested in reading, middle grade books that he might be interested in reading, and so that I can have the opportunity to read through them with him, because that's something that we enjoy to do. Right now we are in the middle of the Harry Potter series, which I'm very excited that he loves to read this book with me, because it's the first in the series and he's loving it right now. So we've been working through that, and I'm really excited because I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. But this is about a little girl who is going to a new school. She's just trying to get her footing in there, and she's brand new. She's a brand new ghost, and so she died, obviously, and doesn't know how to cope with that, I guess. So she meets this boy, and I guess it's love at first sight. So I'm excited to see how this book goes and what my son thinks of it. And keep in tune, because I'm going to start doing little mini videos with my son. I think he'll enjoy that, and I really want to get into that with him, because I think it's the cutest thing when I see Kayla and Liam do it, and it's just inspired me to want to do more fun things with him like this. So keep in touch for that. My next thing is not actually a book, it's a magazine called Zoomer, and I got this specifically because I am Canadian and I love Jason Priestley, who was on the cover of this, and because it is a special edition Zoomer for Canada's 150, I really wanted to have it because I am Canadian and I really love Canadian culture, so that is why I got this one. The next thing I got was my very first manga. I hope I said that right. Called Death Note. My husband said he loves this anime series, so I picked up the manga because I've been wanting to branch out my reading genres and try new things, and he said he enjoyed this anime series, so I thought I would like the manga. Now, I've heard from Julie over at Pages and Pens, if you don't like this because it is such a great series, then I probably won't like any other manga. So if you think that's correct, just write down below just to warn me, like if I should try other ones, or if I don't end up liking this, if I should just stop there and not give other ones a try. Otherwise, I'm excited to read this because I've never read manga before. It kind of overwhelms me and terrifies me and puts my anxiety up because I'm not used to reading in a format where you have to go from back to front, and left to right, so we'll see how that goes. I'm excited to read it though. The next thing I got was The Diviners by Libba Bray, sorry. And I got this basically because, again, Kayla, I watch a lot of Kayla's videos, and I really love her videos because her and I seem on the same page reading wise, and a lot of the books that she's recommended I have ended up loving, so I follow her pretty closely because of the fact that I trust her recommendations. So I picked up The Diviners by Libba Bray because it's something that Kayla said that she enjoyed. Kayla is over at Books and Lala if you want to check out her channel. And I don't even think she knows who I am, so I'm not just trying to be like, go over and get her more subscribers. I honestly do love Kayla over at Books and Lala. I love her videos. I feel like she's a very honest person. So I got The Diviners because she recommended it, and it seems like something I would love. It talks about New York City, which is one of my favorite cities in the whole entire world, and it's it's really 1920s, and it's old and like olden days, and I really am excited to read this because 1920s were such a great decade and so classical, and yeah, it seems like a very good premise, so I really am excited to read that as well. Thank you, Kayla at Books and Lala, for recommending this and loving Libba Bray, because you make me want to read her, and I'm hoping I love her too. The next one I got is the second in the Diviner series, Lair of Dreams, for the exact same reason. Actually, I bought this one before I bought the Diviners because this was on sale for $6. I haven't taken the sticker off yet because I literally just got it a couple of days ago, but I really loved this like price, so I really wanted to get this book because I love Kayla over at Books and Lala, and she seems to love Libba Bray, so I thought this would be a perfect series to start the Libba Bray writing, and Kayla seems to like it, so I think I'll like it too. The next book I got is called Where I Belong, Small Town to Great Big Sea, from Alan Doyle. And for those of you that don't know, Alan Doyle is a Canadian folk rock singer who was in the band called Great Big Sea, and they're from Cape Breton in Nova Scotia, and Alan Doyle has helped me through a lot of things through his music, and I really have been wanting to read this book for a long time. Like, it came out in was published in 2014, so for 3 years I've wanted to read this book. Like, I put this on my TBR literally the day I found out that Alan Doyle was writing a book, because I love Alan Doyle that much. And look at the imagery in this book. Like, it is so gorgeous. As a fellow Canadian, I'm just so excited about this book just because it has imagery of Alan Doyle's home place and like pictures of Nova Scotia, and I'm so in love with it. And I love Alan Doyle just because of the fact that he's helped me through so much through the music that he's made. So that is that book. And the next 5 books that I'm about to show you I got as a local thrift store haul from Value Village. Like Lala, I go to Value Village a lot to search for deals on things that I need but don't necessarily want to pay full price for, and sometimes books are that, and I like going there to buy books and other things because you usually get a deal, and you get, if you buy 4 books at Value Village, you get the 5th one free. So without further ado, I'm gonna get right into that haul. And these are all Stephen King books. In case you were not aware, I'm a huge Stephen King fan. Like, I haven't done a lot of Stephen King on my channel yet, but I do plan to do some rereads of his books and review some of his books. Like, I have a lot of Stephen King books already. So first one I have here is called The Regulators, and it is the original cover that it came with. Like, they've changed the cover to a new one since, but this is from 1996, so it is a regular cover, and it is in Stephen King's alias name, Richard Bachman. And I really enjoy Stephen King books, but I've never read any of the Bachman books, so I'm excited to read a Bachman book by Stephen King, or Bachman book that he wrote, and especially The Regulators, because I've heard a lot about it. Some good, some bad, but that's how it goes. The next one I am excited to show you is called Tommyknockers, and this is very rare to find. Like, it's very hard to find a Tommyknockers book, especially with the original cover, because it's not in print anymore, unfortunately. And it's really sad that it's not, because it's such a great Stephen King book, and I am so excited to read this because I think it's like one of the only ones that I have not read about, like, that he's written. And yeah, this is like the first edition, published in 1987, so that's awesome. Like, so good to find. And you know what's funny? My friend Melinda, who is on Instagram as the Constant Reader, I've known her since she was little, and she's a Stephen King fan too, and she actually found this exact book in her hometown, like where she's staying, where she lives right now, Value Village as well. So Value Village has been very good for a lot of people to find this book. It's amazing. I'm so glad and lucky to have found this. The next book that I have for you is Stephen King's Rose Madder, and I have watched well, I don't know even if it was a movie based on this, but I have watched a book on this, or a movie on the same premise. But I'm so glad to find Rose Madder because I wanted to buy it in Texas when I went there with my husband for our honeymoon, and it was at half price books in Corpus Christi, and I didn't have the $7 that I needed to buy it, so I got this one for like $1.99 at Value Village, and I'm very glad that I did, and I didn't have to pay the $7 to get a copy from half price books in Texas. I'm glad I waited. The next book that I got is Hearts in Atlantis, with the movie cover with Ian McKellen. I think no, it's Anthony Hopkins. I don't know why I said Ian McKellen. They don't even look alike. But it's the movie cover was Sir Anthony Hopkins, and it's the Hearts in Atlantis book by Stephen King. And I have watched this movie. I love this movie. I'm never read the book, so I'm excited and curious to see how the book differs from the movie, because usually Stephen King movies are pretty dead on to their books, so I'm excited. The next one I have is the original first printing of Stephen King's It. This is the original published book in hardcover of Stephen King's It. Now, the jacket does have a little bit of tearing in it, but I got it from Value Village for $5, so I'm not really gonna worry about that. I could probably laminate the cover and it'd be fine. The dust jacket is ripped. It's not a big deal. I'm so excited I found this because I am so anticipating the movie It. I saw the movie It when I was a kid and it creeped me the fuck right out. And I read the book as a teenager and it creeped me the fuck out. So I'm excited to see how they redid the movie It from the miniseries when I was a kid. And so I'm excited to reread this again because I have already read it, and I'm just happy that I found an original hardcover copy of it. Like, I can't even tell you how excited I am. And with that, I'm glad you watched. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to you commenting and seeing my other videos. Tell me down below which purchase you are most excited about from this video, or just any comments about this video, and I'll be happy to answer them back. Have a nice day, everyone. Bye!